Alrighty, let's we should be able to get right into this. So I haven't slept that well, so I was working and couldn't sleep much when I got back. So got like 5 hours of sleep, and I had to go to work again, and I just got back. So all right. Anyways, let's get into some crypto. Thank you for watching this video. If you decide to stick around, you might be able to learn something and get another person's opinion on the market currently. But yeah, I've been trading for a few years and getting better and better. Risk management is probably the biggest thing over the years, but let's get into now. If this wants to load, this is ridiculous. This shouldn't take this long. It's really hot here right now, so maybe my laptop ain't. It's like, no. Yeah, I'm not even on a desktop or anything. That's something I'm waiting to get. A little more money coming through. If this wants to load, this is ridiculous. Anyways, let's look at the Sol ETH chart. So Sol ETH still looking like it's going down a little bit. However, this could bounce up here anytime. It's in this upward channel. It broke down through recently around here. It's breaking out of this channel. This trend's going down. But this is really the whole time. Okay. So really isn't too much to work off of. However, this is probably the macro trend. So we could come down and test this. Highly unlikely. Which would make ETH basically, you'd want to hold ETH over Solana. If this were to keep going down, you'd be wanting to hold it from now until then. But I personally think it's going to bounce again here soon. It's just prone to happen with Solana, and my personal look on this is that I have a feeling that we're gonna get a bounce here, and Solana's gonna start to rocket up compared to Ethereum in growth. So let's come on. So there's fucking a fly in here, and it is bothering me. I can't get it. I cannot get it. It is literally bothering me. And this is also bothering me. I don't know why this is not loading. Everything bothers you when you get low sleep. Also, we look over here at our account. We're basically in the same spot. Yeah, basically the same spot as the last stream. However, I did take a couple more trades, and I made a little bit more money. That was like just a little bit extra dollars on some trades. But other than that, I added like half a Solana to my long, and I think I exited. I might have left like some of my ETH. No, I left like a short out or something. Anyways, they're basically at the same spot. However, my account, like 2 days ago was about 165. Or no, yesterday. Yesterday it was like 165. I get my days mixed up because I work night shift and also work a day shift job. I work 2 jobs, so it gets very, very tiring and very confusing at times what day it is, etc. If you understood my perspective, how hard I work, how much stuff I have to do. You know what I mean? It honestly helps with charts because I'm not looking at them all the time. But I am able to look at them every few hours. I mean, that's I guess a lot, but I don't unless we're getting like huge dumps, huge pumps. I'm not really the hourlies don't make me make too many decisions. It's mainly like the dailies, stuff like that. This is absolutely ridiculous. I need to here within like a month or so be getting a new computer and everything will be a lot faster. Stuff I'll get a new camera. Shit, it would just get a lot better. Anyways, we are here. And I'll be able to get this fly out of here because this is very bothering. Anyways, very, very cool fly. Very cool. So I made this channel here on Solana. We haven't came down and tested these this low here. I think I was saying it could come back down and touch like 150s or something, which is very possible. In that case, 2.5 Solana, and it goes down about $30. You know, I'm making it's like 75 or something, $75, and then yeah, I can add some money if I need to. I won't be getting liquidated here, and if Solana does decide to go back to highs, this is like a gamble. You know, everything here is a gamble, but it's a risk to reward that I see as a very good risk to reward. If we go back here to the highs, Solana's gonna, I'm gonna get $100 per every Solana. 250 bucks right there. But I see Solana hitting maybe 500. Some people see Solana hitting like 1,000. Some people see Solana hitting way higher. Solana is definitely something that I have a lot of hopium in, so I'll take it lightly in my opinion. I've been trading it for a couple years, and I've heard only good things from it, and that's my case on Solana. I think Solana can potentially come back down here to 150 on this larger time frame, and that would line up for the crypto pump coming here in the fall. What people would assume would be the crypto pump in the fall. However, my prediction was that people would start front running the crypto pump because everyone's anticipating it in the fall. Everybody's anticipating the same cycle pattern. But we have had the cycle's been playing out basically. It's just had some noise. And yeah, I don't see Solana being like this coin that I don't see it just dumping, I don't see Solana just it might dump like 60% max, but it ain't gonna go 99.9%. It ain't gonna completely wreck your position. If you hold this for the long term, you're more than likely gonna make money. It is a very good bet, and the bet that you make a good amount of return, too, compared to like the S&P or something, is also pretty good. And you get to manage your money, not have to have a bank or whatever Fidelity or whatever you're vesting with to have ETFs and etc. You could be doing that stuff on your own. I mean, people just don't want to have that. This fly is literally about to just like land on the camera and give you guys a show. This is amazing. Flies in a hot, wet, humid Michigan. It's humid. It's hot and humid. This fly is like trying to land on me. It's a fun day. Monday, and I got back from work. Already worked like 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours. But yesterday I did a night shift, and I work in a restaurant and fast food, and it is not pleasant, especially when we're understaffed. And I'll just say that it is not fun. However, it is something that people kind of need to do. You have to suck up to corporate for a little bit until you can get yourself established, and that's the point of making yourself successful is having to go through some hardships. If you aren't able to handle hardships in life, you're not going to be able to succeed. I mean, look at this position. I'm down what 40 bucks or something here, 34 bucks, and I'm only down just a little bit compared to like my position size, compared to my portfolio. Like this is bigger than my entire portfolio right now. Well, unless you take my unrealized in, it's just about the same position size. Anyways, the point is you can't be fearful, you know. Can't be the one that's scared all the time. You can pay attention to the trends, but you gotta be more like level-headed to this stuff. And stuff dumps. I mean, the cycle's gonna it's obviously gonna dump more than likely. It's been dumped. There's a 4-year cycle and it repeats. We got the dumpage coming here a little bit after the fall. Maybe it's new year. It's most likely gonna happen. The most likely outcome is most likely to happen, right? Least likely outcomes only come because of offsetting circumstances, black swan events, white swan events, things you can't really predict. However, with the current governments around the world and how they're implementing crypto, especially here in the United States, and the adoption, the awareness, the amount of people who are of young age who are becoming aware of this, who I've only heard of it but never really got into it, and then once they get into it, they really enjoy it, and then they're like, oh, and then they hear about like stocks and they think it's all boring. So people are learning about crypto before they learn about stocks. People are learning about things that they weren't before in the past, and that's called innovation. It's This fly is very innovating. It's very innovating, very aggravating. But the point is that you got to take risks in order to really gain anything. And the risk right now is that crypto is just this FUD and it's worthless, has no utility, and that everyone's just pumping and dumping. That's what most people think for crypto. But if you look at the bigger coins, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and other like ecosystems, and you see the smaller coins coming off of it and how much adoption is happening. It's a gambling market, but it's becoming utility. I keep saying this. You give it more time, more people are using crypto. Eventually, people are going to be trading it more and more for items that are materialistic. And once that becomes adopted and governments get implemented into it, they're buying a lot of it and they're actually holding it. Crypto is like it's like it's the gold rush right now for the technological financial sector. We're going into like an area where financial technology it's just gonna be around Bitcoin. Everything's gonna be flowing through Bitcoin. Unless we could get an EMP, unless we get even then, there's still ways to recover it. Unless like every single electrical device is just every server, every single register, everything that is holding data gets wiped out. That's like one of the only ways that Bitcoin could get erased. And even then, we'd have more bigger issues. Currency, the dollar would be pretty much worthless. People would be going off of rations of food and gold. So the point is, for our current innovation, our current ideas going through history, the adoption of the youth, how the youth are thinking currently with social media and everything, you just think about how people are nowadays, growing up. I've grown up around some some goofy people, let's say, and they enjoy some goofy things. So that's why you see these markets growing, and that's why I would say that crypto is one of the actual safest investments in the long term compared to like an S&P, the S&P 500 or something, which you're gonna get some gains, but it's not necessarily guaranteed that it's gonna beat inflation going through the future. You know, stuff changes, innovation happens, technology increases. Technology gets better. People realize new things. It gets adopted, and there's a widespread effect that occurs once like a certain percentage of the population starts adopting something. Then if the first half of the population adopts something, then the second half of the population is going to adopt it much quicker. You know, we only need to get like 10% of the population to be using crypto in some way, and then 1 out of 10 people is using it. You're going to be hearing about it way more often, talking about it way more often, everywhere you're at. It is just a growing field. So whatever you want to think, it's a growing ecosystem. You got to find the right coins, the right things. Maybe we should buy some like fly coin or something. Maybe this is a sign. Uh, yeah, you know, you got to find stuff that has potential for utility, though. In my opinion, some stuff that has potential for utility, but then you can diversify in the meme sectors. There's like coins that are basically stripped off, strictly based off of like a meme, just a meme. Like probably like Giga Chad or like stuff that's like new and like strictly just a meme. But then you got stuff that is like Solana and Bitcoin, Ethereum. They're all getting like to a utility market in the sense we can send transactions across chains very quickly and decentralized. So the point is there's so much potential for crypto, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's actually becoming a utility factor. It's just taking time, as everything does, and people are going to hate on it until it does become there. And even if after it becomes the thing it's becoming, people are going to still hate on it. There's always haters no matter where you go. You shouldn't be listening to the haters. You should be listening to the haters, but listen to them in a constructive way, and also listen to the people who are bullish, extremely bullish, into a constructive way, and understand what is actually happening. Get the mix. I didn't believe in crypto. I didn't until like my uncle like started shouting out. He was like, "Yeah, this is like really good. You should probably get into this, especially right now." And that was a couple years ago. And since then, I have learned so much and traded a lot, but also held a lot of spot. I was buying Bitcoin at like 40,000 or something. 40, yeah, 40,000. I was buying Bitcoin really cheap compared to now, and I see how just look at the history of the charts. I looked a bit more into the history of why crypto, like in COVID, etc. You gotta just learn the history of when it like was first getting adopted and why it was compared to now. You gotta just learn what is happening through the cycles and how it's becoming more and more relevant. People back in the day weren't talking about crypto like now you can go in the public and almost hear about it. Like people are going to be talking about this a lot as it just goes through time. Older generations are going to go off, and then younger ones are going to start implementing this type of technology, this type of currency exchanges. You're going to just see crypto as this booming sector, and everything else is going to be falling compared to it. All right. Anyway, there's a rant on crypto. My thesis right now, my position. Solana is basically one of the main things I would be buying in the crypto sector right now. Popcat is also a good one. I added 100 actually yesterday, I think. I I don't like clicking on stuff because it takes forever to load. But yeah, I see Solana just going back up here. We're probably gonna go down heavy. We could go down to 150, and maybe even break down and test this as support or something, you know. But anyways, I see Solana going back up at some point. It doesn't matter. This fly does not want to leave me alone. I'm gonna have to teach it some manners here soon. Okay. I probably look terrible right now. I probably sound terrible, and I don't really feel terrible. It's just really muggy and hot, and my mouth's really dry because of the weather, the humidity. I didn't get much sleep. I don't. It's terrible. Terrible. I don't feel really too bad. Surprisingly. Talking a bunch. Anyways. This isn't gonna load. I'm getting really hot in here. I don't have a fan on. I don't have air conditioning here. My fan's not on because it'd be like really loud over the mic. So the stream's probably gonna be ending soon. But come on, bro. This is ridiculous. Whoa. We're at 35 cents right now? 35 cents? Is that real? I'm about to buy some more at the spot. See, I'm only risking like $100 here. That was my initial position. So I'm actually negative now. Last time I was positive. It's going down now. I'm negative. I'm my ETH short to hedge against it, but this is $100 account. It was up to 300. I entered new positions, and then now I'm back to 100 with my positions. That's about basically where this account's at. I think my positions are all lower though, and I've been adding right now. So if we do pump back up, it's gonna be great. You know, I'm gonna make a few thousand at least here from $100. I'll take that any day. I think most people would. Oh look, now we're positive. See, my account's so volatile in the upward and downward trajectory, but it's hitting like a bottom kind of. I feel my account. I don't. All these coins are starting to level out in the downward way. Momentum's going down a little bit. Starting to flip to the upside again. I hope we gotta put some hope in here. You know, there's always hope. Popcat, boy, come on, give me a good chart. Let's reload. After this, I'll end the stream. I don't know if anybody's even gonna make it to this point, but yeah. Let me see what my stream is doing right now. Actually. Okay, Popcat. We're hitting the bottom here in this consolidation kind of area. It's not really a consolidation area, you know. I mean, it is kind of hitting. It's a floor flipped as was it resistance? Flipped as support? Is that what we're seeing? Is this gonna go under? Popcat's dumping right now. That's crazy. This fly's got me going insane. Alright. You know, this is just what it is. This is just what it is. There we go. Look at that. Alright, we got that line right there. It broke it down, broke through. Now we gotta make a new line, right? It's gonna go right here. And then it's gonna go down more. It's the slope's gonna continue going down until we actually hit a downtrend, or at that point it's gonna be an uptrend. No, it's just like been a floor basically. Is it gonna break? If it breaks that floor, we might be going down, and that would suck. It would make no sense. We're gonna go down like down test here, make this support, this high maybe. So let's see, like, yeah, we're getting close. So like 30 cents. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. 30 cents. Let me pump. Or if we break below that, we're gonna go back and test this. These lows. Yeah, I don't see that really happening. If we zoom out, maybe I will. I love this. Love this. I see it all, you know. I mean, it's possible we go lower and make a double bottom here. So there's a lot of things that can happen here in this market. A lot of things. There's always it's opportunity after opportunity, but you gotta take the risk. You gotta see what you see. And personally, I'm seeing Popcat bumping up at least past $1. That's at least 2x. Okay, and then I really, I have a really good idea, good feeling that it's going to $2 to maybe $4. So $2 to $4 is the bull case for me on Popcat, which is a 4 to like 15x or something. 5, 15x. Yeah. This fly has got me going crazy. I gotta exterminate it and cool myself down with this fan. Or I go outside actually and cool down. This isn't wanting to load. This stream has been really bad compared to what I want it to be, but we will get there. Anyways, y'all, I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time.